Not sure whether you should move forward with social media or email marketing? Well, in this video, we are going to break down pros and cons of both, and then I'm going to share some tips and tactics on how you can run both of these marketing efforts a little bit more efficiently. So by the end of this video, you're going to have so much more clarity on which marketing effort to move forward with. Let's jump in. Email marketing has a number of advantages over social media. So the first advantage being you can highly customize your email campaigns. Not only can you customize the email campaign itself with the subject line, the messaging, the copy, the graphics, the visuals, but you can also send your email campaign to certain target demographics. So let's say you want to send an email campaign to people of certain ages, in certain locations, and maybe even based on past purchase behavior. So this is called segmenting your email list. So one of our skincare clients, we started to segment their email list because we started to notice that a section of their customers really preferred like the anti-aging products. And so we decided, okay, if they are only purchasing anti-aging products, let's only send them these types of products so that we can get more sales. And so the beauty of that is we're able to really tweak the messaging, make it really dialed into them and their specific pain points so it entices them to purchase the products. And then they had another segment of their audience that really liked anti-acne types of products. So they were interested in completely different products with completely different pain points and benefits. So again, on that email, we went into their specific pain points and were able to craft more of a customizable email so that we could encourage more purchases. The second advantage of email marketing is you can track conversions so accurately using email marketing. So a lot of these email marketing softwares, such as MailChimp, Klaviyo, Constant Contact, you're able to set up tracking so you can see how much revenue came in from one email campaign. So it's really great to be able to see the money come in from each and every email campaign, which with social media, that's always the big question mark is like if someone sees an ad or they see like an Instagram reel, maybe they click off, maybe they come back to the website. It's hard to dial in the tracking for social media, but with email marketing, it's very clear to see, okay, how many people opened this, how many people clicked, like what buttons did they click on, and then which products do they purchase. The third advantage that email has is automation. So you can set up drip email sequences, automation campaigns, so that if somebody clicks on an email, goes to the website, and then maybe they put something in their cart and then they click away, you're able to set up automatic email campaigns that say, hey, did you forget something in your cart? Like come back to the website, or like, hey, we noticed that you didn't end up purchasing this. Here's a 20% off discount. So you're able to set up these automations, which again, really help with conversions and getting more sales. The fourth advantage of email marketing is that you can create such a direct and personal connections, even just including the subscriber's first name in the email can make such a big difference. So let's say someone sends me maybe a Valentine's Day promotion. They send it to me and they say, hi, Jessica, we're running this promotion X, Y, and Z. Just the fact that they use my name makes a difference. And it feels like they're talking directly to me instead of just mass sending these emails out, which they probably are, but it makes a difference and it helps build that personal connection with you and the customer. So let's switch gears to talk about the cons of email marketing. So first and foremost, which I'm sure everybody has experienced this, spammy emails. There is an art to doing email marketing right that helps you stay top of mind for your customers, but that's also not so spammy. There's been many people, brands that I have subscribed to their email list, and I am bombarded with email campaigns. And all of a sudden I have 10 emails within 1 week from a certain person or a certain brand. And then I immediately click unsubscribe because no one wants to be bombarded and no one wants to be super spammy. So that can be a major con of email marketing. Number 2 is overwhelmed inboxes, similar to number 1, where we all have so many emails coming into our inbox. Sometimes it can feel very overwhelming. And sometimes you have to just go through all the emails if you're feeling super overwhelmed and just unsubscribe from a lot of them. So it's a delicate balance to find a way to not only find a good cadence of sending emails, but then also delivering value so that a customer, when they see your email come to their inbox, instead of immediately clicking unsubscribe, they're excited and they want to open it up. Number 3 is design limitations. So with email marketing, you're pretty confined to sending out one email. You really only have like a certain amount of space to work with, certain amount of width to work with. You have like one subject line. So you are pretty limited when it comes to designing emails as compared to social media. With social media, obviously you can do carousels, you can do reels, you can do stories, you can even go live. But with email, you are confined to working with a certain amount of space to send your email. Number 4 is limited reach. So with email marketing, you really can only send your emails to people who have subscribed. So that's why having a lead magnet or some sort of pop-up or sign up to collect emails is so crucial, because you only have the list that you currently have and you have to dedicate time to growing that list. And yes, there are a lot of different ways that you can grow this cost effectively, but that is something to consider with email marketing. And number 5 is deliverability challenges. So sometimes when you're sending out emails, you might end up in someone's spam box. You might get caught on Google's spam filter. So that's something you have to keep in mind and figure out some workarounds so you don't just spend all of this time, energy, and effort on an email marketing campaign to just end up in someone's spam folder. So we've talked about the pros and cons of email marketing. Now let's switch gears and talk about the pros and cons of social media. So the first main advantage of social media is you can reach a lot of people. So if you post a TikTok, or if you post maybe a YouTube short, even an Instagram reel, you're able to maximize that reach and get in front of new people that you wouldn't necessarily get in front of, because with email marketing, you're really confined to your email list. But especially with organic social media and paid, you can reach new people that you wouldn't normally get a chance to reach. The second advantage of social media is the visual appeal. So with social media, you have a lot of different formats of content that you could take advantage of. You can do stories, you can do short form video, you can do reels, you can do Instagram stories. So you have a lot to work with when it comes to creating different types of content. So therefore you have more control of reaching new people and reaching the right people through different types of content. So let's say you post a carousel, you're able to maybe share additional points that you couldn't in an Instagram story. And then maybe you share short form video and you're able to show a trending audio, and again, showing more benefits of your product or your service. So you can reach more people doing this and have more fun and create more creative content. Number 3 is engagement. So the beauty of social media is you can engage with your target audience. You can open up and have those two-way conversations versus email. Yes, you might get some responses back to your email campaigns, but that's really not the intended purpose. Because with social media, you can actually ask your audience, hey, what types of products do you want from us in the future? Is there anything we can improve about our current products? And really ask them and show that you are interested in fulfilling their needs and creating products that they really like and they really value, so that you can really build a strong sense of community. Number 5 is building a sense of community. You can do that incredibly well on social media. The most successful brands that I see on social media understand this to their core. They see tremendous value in building a strong community, because you not only have a tribe of people that support the brand, will buy the products, will provide feedback on future products, but they can create this sense of community that provides credibility and provides that social proof, so that when a potential customer maybe clicks on an Instagram ad, stumbles across your page, they can see, whoa, like this brand has a loyal following. They have a loyal community. There are consistent comments. People are taking the time out of their day to actually comment on this brand, providing their feedback. And so it really entices potential customers to actually become paying customers, because they see this credibility and they see this social proof. So it's a win-win for everyone. And the last advantage with social media is the in-app shopping capabilities. So Pinterest shopping, Instagram shopping, Facebook shopping, making it really easy for potential customers to click on a product and then purchase the product versus having to click on a website and then, go to the website and then go to the product that they want and then actually add to cart and purchase. Makes it so much simpler for someone to just purchase a product. The first con of social media is the saturation. Especially in 2024, every single brand is on social media, and for good reason. But it also means that the bar is being raised in terms of creativity, in terms of relevance, in terms of quality. You have to be able to keep up with all of that, and it can be kind of daunting, especially the amount of content that these platforms want you to post, especially on Instagram, like 4 to 5 times a week. TikTok would probably argue similarly, 4 to 5 times. In the past, TikTok has been 3 times a day, but it seems like they are moving away from that and wanting to have people create more quality content. So again, you have to not only dedicate time if you are running the business to creating content, hire an in-house marketer, hire an agency to take care of this, but it is becoming a pretty critical piece of social media is creating quality, creative content. So number 2 is platform dependency. So the beauty with email marketing is that when you have a list, that is your list of customers. If Instagram and X and Meta shut down tomorrow, you still have your list of potential customers, of current customers, so your business can pretty much go on as usual versus if your Instagram account gets shut down, if algorithms change, if new features come out, you're at the dependency of that platform or that medium by which you communicate with your target audience, with your potential customers. The next disadvantage of social media is the lifespan of the content. These platforms are recommending a certain frequency of content, and if you don't keep up with this frequency of content, you're not going to see as much reach as you possibly could. So let's say you're trying to keep up with everything, so you're posting maybe 4 to 5 times a week on Instagram. That's a lot of content to not only create quality content, but to keep up with that. Versus email, you can send one email campaign a week and see a lot of great benefit from just one piece of content versus all these other pieces of content that you have to create just to keep up with social media. The last con of social media is organic reach decline. These days, you have to pay to play. In order for these platforms to boost your content up and to reach more people, you have to put in some money for paid advertising. So that completely works if your brand already has a paid social media plan and then an organic social media plan, which those two can play off of each other very, very well. But let's say you're bootstrapping it or you're a startup and you're not ready to invest in the paid side of things. You want to just do organic. You're at a little bit more of a disadvantage when it comes to growing your account fast. We've talked about email marketing, the pros and cons, and then social media and the pros and cons. So how do you decide which one is right for your business? So before we go into that, I want to paint the picture of the marketing funnel so that you can connect the dots on where social media and email marketing fit. So when we think about the marketing funnel, the buyer's journey, essentially, it's divided up into 3 phases typically. So you have awareness at the top, consideration in the middle, and then conversion or like sales at the bottom. So social media is amazing at that top of funnel, amazing for that awareness. Social media thrives in this awareness stage because you can use your social media content to get in front of new people, to increase your brand's reach, to attract them in a way you never could being on social media, especially if you're active on all of these different platforms. You can reach so many different types of customers. Then you move into the consideration phase, which is where email marketing thrives because email is so good at nurturing. It's so good at nurturing potential customers into actually buying using all the tactics that we talked about in the pros section of email marketing. So when you post something on social media, maybe it's Instagram Reel, maybe it's a TikTok, and then you get in front of new people, you get on their radar, then all of a sudden they're interested in your brand, they're interested in your content. Maybe they click on the reel, they come back to your Instagram account and they like what they see, they understand your brand, they understand the value proposition, and then maybe they subscribe to your email list. So they've already shown you that they're interested in your brand. They want to learn more. They're taking that first step of initiation. So when you have all of these potential customers subscribe to your email list, then you can nurture them and send as many emails as you need to in order to convert them into paying customers. So I would say email marketing and social media do two different things. When they work together, they are like the perfect dynamic duo, especially when it comes to being very cost effective as well. So with email marketing, you can track your conversions very, very accurately, but you're not even able to reach new people with email marketing. So they serve two different purposes, and the most effective approach is to use both of them because you can maximize the reach of your brand and get more paying customers. But let's say you're like, Jessica, I only have budget for one. I have to choose one. In which case, I would say priority one would be social media. If you are starting from complete scratch, from absolute zero, maybe you have the Instagram handle reserved, maybe you have the TikTok handle, maybe even Pinterest, but you have no content up there, no bio, nothing. That is going to be priority one, is getting some social proof, some credibility. So at least getting like 9 posts on the grid, and then story highlights in the bio to start fleshing out your Instagram profile. Because again, in order to be effective at email marketing, you actually need subscribers, and then you're going to have to get subscribers from increasing the reach of your social media content. So step one is, if you're starting from scratch, do social media, because then you can start to build community. You can start reaching new people, building that community, building that following, and then you can pivot towards email marketing once your brand is established a little bit more. And when I say established, maybe like 500 to 1,000 Instagram followers. That to me is a good baseline of establishment, and then you can switch your focus to email marketing. Now, if you came to me and said, Jessica, we already have an Instagram account of like 2,000 followers. Do we continue to dedicate time into social media, or do we switch our focus to email marketing? At that stage, I would be more inclined to have you dedicate more focus and time to email marketing, because you have 2,000 potential customers at your fingertips to increase sales. So therefore, you can get more sales to fund these marketing efforts. And so you can start to see a nice cycle happening. So with 2,000 Instagram followers, that's a really good place to be in, because you can potentially have 2,000 email subscribers to your list. Now, I would caution you to not completely turn off your Instagram account, because again, that's how you increase your reach. That's how you build the community and social proof, because they really do work hand in hand. It's not a great look when you come across an Instagram account from a brand and they haven't posted anything in 2 years. So you automatically think, ooh, this business probably went under. So you do want to dedicate some content to social media while you are building up your email list to get more sales from email. If you are truly bootstrapping your business, which that's a different video, that's a different conversation on what's the minimum amount of capital that you need to start a business in order to get some traction and get some momentum? But that's another video. But for the purpose of just simply bootstrapping it, I would figure out, what is the MVP? What is the minimum amount of content that I need to send or post in order to see results and to see some sort of traction? So you can do this by testing and figure out, okay, can I send 1 email a month and still get sales? Can I send 2 emails a month and still get sales? On the social media side of things, can I post 3 times a week, maybe 2 Instagram stories, and start to see momentum and start to see traction? Obviously, in an ideal world, if you had a huge budget, I would recommend social media, email marketing, paid, SEO, all of the different marketing activities, that's what I would recommend, just to get enough momentum and traction to get sales and become profitable. But again, if you are bootstrapping it, I would try to figure out like what's the minimum amount of effort essentially that I need to put into email marketing and social media so I can see some initial effort, initial traction, and then you can decide from there how much you want to spend on both marketing activities. To quickly recap, we talked about the pros and cons of social media, the pros and cons of email marketing, some factors to consider when you are deciding which one to choose between the two. In an ideal world, you would do both of them together, the perfect dynamic duo, but when it comes to budget and if you're limited, depends on where you're at in your business and what you need the most, essentially. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.